This video has to do with customary and metric capacity. Capacity is the amount of liquid that it takes to fill up a space or a container. So it refers to the amount that can be held in a container. So the most commonly used customary units of capacity are shown below. You have a fluid ounce, which is 2 tablespoons of water. You have a cup, which is 8 fluid ounces, so 8 of these makes 1 cup, and that's like a coffee cup. And a pint is 2 of these, 2 cups, and that's a small container of ice cream. And then a quart is 2 pints, and it's a large measuring cup. And then a gallon is 4 quarts, and that's a big plastic jug of milk. So go ahead and draw on your paper. You're going to draw the gallon house. And the way you do this is you label it with a big G for gallon house, and this is 1 gallon, okay? And many of you use the gallon guy, and if that works for you, that's fine. I just thought it was weird, his number of fingers and everything. So I like this house, and this helps me make my conversions very easily from unit to unit. So the first thing you draw is windows, and there's 4 windows in this house, and you can make them Q's by putting a line, and so that would stand for 4 quarts. And then there's 2 people in each of these windows, so 2 people in each window, and these people stand for pints. And then each of the people have eyes that look like C's. These are C's. And so put C's in the P's, and these C's are for cups. And then, very small, you have 8 eyelashes, and the 8 eyelashes is 1 for every fluid ounce. So you have 8 fluid ounces in a cup, 2 cups in a pint, 2 pints in a quart, and 4 quarts in a gallon. And so you don't have to do all the conversions. If I ask you how many pints in 2 quarts, you would just count them up. Here's 2 quarts. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4 pints. And the same thing if I said I have 6 cups, how many pints is that? So there'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cups, 3 pints. If I asked you how many fluid ounces in a pint, you would count up, there's 8 and 8, so that's 16 ounces. 16 ounces in a pint. So you can use proportions. I like using the gallon house, but I will show you how to use proportions. So if you have 3 quarts equals blank pints. So I'm comparing quarts to pints. And if I go to my chart, 1 quart is 2 pints. And I know 3 quarts. Okay, so how do I get from 1 to 2? It's times 2, right? And so 3 times 2 is 6. So it's setting it up the same way, using your chart, putting in what you know. Let's look at the next one. So I'm comparing pints to gallons, pints to gallons, and there are, let's see, how many pints in a gallon? So there's 2 pints in every quart, 4 quarts in every gallon, so there would be 8 pints to 1 gallon. And then I've got 16 pints. Well, how do I get from 8 to 1? I divide by 8. Divide by 8. And so 16 divided by 8 is 2. So my answer would be 2 gallons. So here's some practice for you. Use either your gallon house, your gallon guide, or your proportions to solve this and come up with your answers. Now these show that you're going to have a number of cups and then you're going to have some leftovers, some remainder. So that's where that would come from. And this would have a number of gallons and then a remainder of quarts. So do these problems and come back and check your work. So here are the answers. And a lot of these are from dividing. Some are from multiplying. But these and these are dividing. And it's just looking at the relationships and coming up with the answers. So Roman uses, and you're going to see these in word problems, Roman uses 1 cup of milk for his cereal every morning. How many times will he be able to have cereal with milk, with 1 quart of milk? So basically it's asking how many cups are in a quart. So if you look at your gallon house, how many cups are in a quart? If I were to do the conversions, I would say there are 4 cups in every quart. So 4 cups in every quart, so that tells me 4 cups of milk. And so 4 times. In the U.S., the annual consumption of ice cream is 24 pints per person. How many gallons of ice cream is this per person? So it's basically asking how many pints in a gallon. So a gallon is equal to 4 quarts, which is equal to 8 pints. And so 24 pints divided by 8 pints would be how many gallons? So that would be 3. So now let's look at metric. The most commonly used metric units of capacity are shown below. You have the milliliter, which is abbreviated ml, and that would be measure of the drops in an eyedropper, and it's just a partial amount of a fluid ounce. And then a liter, capital L, is a small pitcher, and it equals roughly a quart. It's about a quart, to give you an idea. So we convert metric units of capacity just as we did metric units of length, and we'll do of mass. And so my relationship is, this one is milliliters to liters, and there's 1,000 milliliters in 1 liter. So if I have 200,000 milliliters, how many liters is that? Well, this is divide by 1,000. So I want to divide this by 1,000. And so that's 3 decimal places to the left. 1, 2, 3. So that would equal 200 liters. Okay, so a lot to go into 200 liters. And this, I don't even have to set up because it's the same thing, but it's, what did we say, divide by 1,000. So divide by 1,000 would be to move your decimal point 3 places to the left, and that would be 431. And then if we're going from liters to milliliters, so we've got milliliters to liters, and there's 1,000 milliliters to 1 liter. And to go from 1 to 1,000 is times 1,000. And so times 1,000 is the same as moving this decimal point 3 places to the right. 1, 2, 3. 624. So King Henry's bucket holds 4,000 milliliters of water. How many liters are in a bucket that is half full? So half full, if it holds 4,000, half full is 2,000. And that's milliliters. To get it to liters, we have to divide by 1,000, because milliliters to liters is 1,000 to 1. So divide by 1,000, and to divide by 1,000, I want to move 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. So it would be 2 liters. That's how much is in the bucket, half full. Because we are covering capacity, both customary and metric. This is metric, and the rest of it's capacity. And it'll ask you to compare things. And this is also metric. So this will give you a good idea of where you stand on understanding capacity.